Welcome back to Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey for Pope John Junior Lion 13 and under football. Mike Forbesano along with you calling today's regional semifinal of the Pop Warner Eastern region of the United States. It makes up New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, and Washington, D.C. And the Pope John Junior Lions are in the regional semifinal against the Eastwood Grizzlies from Syracuse, New York. And the Lions hold a 6-0 lead as we get set to start the third quarter. Let's go over the roster for Pope John. We start with number 1, Eric Ruiz. Number 2 is Quinn Klebitz. 4 is Victor Fiore. 5 is Colin Bauman. 6 is Lucas Rosinski. 7 is Tyler Zabriskie. Number 8, Seamus Corcoran. Number 11, Vincent Jessamaria. Number 19, Mark Hedgepeth. 21 is Vincenzo Siliberti. 22, Ryan Johnson. 25, Ryder Gervald. 26, Andrew Jessamaria. 27, Dylan Cocaziello. 28, Nathaniel Capra. 30 is Carter Johnston. 33, Jason Cofrancesco. 42, Thomas Walton. 52, Aiden Armiger. 55, Aiden D'Olivo. 58, Sutton Fullwood. Michael Morelli is 72. Riley Watts is 78. Emilio Barranco, 79. 88 is Jacob Post. Number 95 is Ryan Watts. The head coach of the Pope John Junior Lions 13 and under team is Matt Emmering. Assistant coaches Jack Morelli, Jason Cofrancesco, Tom Staub, Gene Emmering, Rich Jessamaria. The league president is Chris Barranco. League VP Dave Diarco. Team mom is Kathy Jessamaria. And the Pope John varsity head coach is Dom Gaston. I'm Mike Forbesano. This is the Pope John Junior Lions against the Eastwood Grizzlies in the regional semifinal of the Pop Warner playoffs. Pope John will kick off going left to right to start the second half. The Lions in their home blue jerseys. They're the home team today with gold numbers and Pope John written in gold across the chest. Blue pants and gold helmets with the blue lion on the side. Eastwood in their neon yellow jerseys with blue and black trim. Black pants and black helmets with a blue logo. Corcoran to kick off, and here we go to start the second half. High end over end kick to the 30-yard line. It's fumbled by Eastwood. The ball's on the turf. It's loose. And I think Eastwood recovered. Number 8 jumped on the ball before the Lions could pounce. We start the third quarter. The ball is at the 39-yard line for Eastwood as the Grizzlies got a break on that fumble recovery. Number 8 in there to take it off as he had about 3 or 4 Lions ready to jump on that ball. Scoring summary so far, Aiden D'Olivo with a 5-yard touchdown run late in the second quarter, but the extra point conversion was blocked from Seamus Corcoran, and so it remains 6-0. Grizzlies were driving late in that first half. A Hail Mary pass down to the 10-yard line. It was a reception, but they could not find the end zone. Pass out to number 19 to start the second half. Does a 360, but doesn't go anywhere. Met in the backfield by a host of Lions. Michael Morelli leading the way on the tackle. I want to give a quick shout out to all the veterans out there. Happy Veterans Day. And again to my father, Pete Forbesano Jr., who served in the Coast Guard in the late 1960s. So thank you for your service. And thank you to all men and women out there who has served their country in the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard, and any other branches of military in the United States. Thank you for your service today. Eastwood to the line, 2nd and 10. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. Thought he was dropped for a couple of yards behind, but number 22 fires downfield. It's loose and incomplete. Number 11 tried to bring in the reception. Carter Johnston with the defense. He had his hands on the ball, just wasn't able to bring it in. Number 11 and 30 for the Lions. Carter Johnston both fighting for that. Victor Fiore in on the help as well. So 3rd and 10, the Grizzlies at their own 39-yard line. They got to get to the 49 for a first. Also want to give a quick shout out to my brother, Brian Forbesano, who turns 42 today. Sorry for the age, Brian. Still younger than me. Happy birthday to him and to his son, Joey. Both born on November 11th. Quarterback in the shotgun for Eastwood. Takes it. Pass out to the near sideline to 24. He makes the catch. Gains about 5. But a sea of Lions to meet him. Thomas Walton in on the tackle, along with Dylan Cocaziello and Victor Fiore. And number 24 is down for Eastwood, so we have an injury timeout. It'll be 4th down and 4 to go when we return. Injury timeout with 8:39 remaining, third quarter. 6-0 Pope John. Will be right back. Well, number 424 back on his feet for Eastwood, and that's good to see. Coach is assisting him off the field. It'll be 4th and 4 to go as we return to action. Grizzlies going right to left, Pope John left to right. Last time the Grizzlies we got a penalty, by the way. It was against Eastwood. It was a holding call. It's been declined, so it brings up 4th down. Last time the Grizzlies had 4th down, they went for it, and they didn't make it. And we'll see what happens again. It doesn't look like they're going to punt. They're going to go for it, 4th and 4. If the Lions were to get the ball back, they would probably start in Eastwood territory. Here's the snap. Pass out to the sideline, the far sideline. Avoids one tackle and is lost yardage on it. 3-yard loss on the play. Pope John brings him down. It'll be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for Pope John. Starting in plus territory. They're going to spot the ball at the 41-yard line of Eastwood. 1st and 10, Pope John, with 7:59 remaining in the third quarter. We are live here at Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Mike Formisano here calling today's action. Thank you so much for joining us. Pope John with a 6-0 lead, looking for a berth in the regional final next Saturday in Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania. Walton in motion, Fiore in the gun, hand off to Andrew Jessamaria. He cuts up the far sideline, gains about 4, maybe 5 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 as they spot the ball at the 42. I'm sorry, the 38. Second and, let's say 7, because the first down marker is actually at the 31. So 2nd and 7. Walton in motion. Fiore takes a snap. High snap. It's handed off to Jessamaria. Andrew up the middle on the far hash mark. That's Vincent, actually. My apology. And we got another Eastwood player down. It's number 59. So injury timeout as Eastwood coaches come out to take a look. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 7:18 to go, third quarter. Pope John leading by 6-0 over Eastwood. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Williams Field as number 59 for Eastwood is helped off the field, and now he's walking off under his own power, which is good to see. 3rd and 6 for the Pope John Lions as we return. The ball's at the Eastwood 37-yard line. 7:14 and counting in third quarter. We're in Elizabeth, New Jersey, just across the Hudson River from New York City. Pope John looking to go further inland next week to Marsh Creek. And we have moving on the line from Eastwood. Offside on the Grizzlies. And that will advance the ball up 5 yards to the 32-yard line. 3rd and 1 now for the Lions. Ball spotted at the Eastwood 32. Fiore's in the gun, D'Olivo in the backfield. Thomas Walton into the game. 6:30 remaining. Fiore under the gun. Here's the snap, the handoff to D'Olivo. D'Olivo to the right and gets the first down and then some. D'Oliva with the big run for Pope John. First down, Lions. Ball spotted at the 27 of Eastwood. So now, Pope John crawling and creeping into field goal range for Seamus Corcoran, getting closer and closer. First and 10 for the Lions at the Eastwood 27. Fiore in the shotgun. And we have a whistle, and I think we have a timeout for Pope John. Lions call time. We'll take one as well. 5:40 remaining, third quarter. Pope John 6, Eastwood nothing. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey for Pope John Junior Lion football. Mike Forbesano here, calling today's action as the 13U team leading the Eastwood Grizzlies 6-0 in the late stages of the third quarter. First and 10 for Pope John at the 27-yard line of Eastwood. That's Carter Johnston, number 30, in motion. Fiore with the handoff to Andrew Jessamaria. Jessamaria met in the backfield towards the far hash mark and was brought down. Gain of about 2 on the play. No, we'll say 1. Ball moved to the 26. Second and 9. Fiore in the gun. Andrew Jessamaria in the backfield. Johnston in motion. Fiore back to pass to Mark Hedgepeth, and it's just out of his reach. Fiore overthrew him by about 2 yards, and he would have had a clear path to the end zone. So, incomplete. That'll bring up third down. Good attempt, just couldn't get it there. Thank you. So we'll call it 3rd and 9 for Pope John. 5:07 to go, third quarter. Victor in the shotgun. Corcoran, the near wide out. Andrew Jessamaria to Victor's right. Fiore back to pass, looking downfield. Fires it towards the near sideline over the head of Thomas Walton, and incomplete. And so that'll bring up 4th down. And so now, again, Pope John in a tough spot. You send Corcoran out to try a long field goal. Wait, the referee's going to call a penalty here? I think a flag's down. Yep. False start against Pope John. So, was that called before the third down play? I think it was. So I think they're gonna replay third down. So, false start against Pope John. And they'll revert to third down. So it's actually a break for Pope John instead of having to face a tough 4th down there. Do you kick the field goal? Do you go for it? Even though now it's back to the 31 and they have to get to the 17 for a first. At least gives Pope John an opportunity. Here's the snap to Fiore. Fiore fires down the field to Seamus Corcoran. He makes the catch. Touchdown, Lions! Seamus Corcoran with a 31-yard touchdown reception. We've got a flag on the play, so let's wait and see what this is all about. Referee's discussing. And it's against Pope John, so wave off the touchdown. So, in a game where Eastwood has been beset by penalty after penalty, it's Pope John who has taken the greatest hit of all. A penalty negating the touchdown from Fiore to Corcoran, and it moves the ball back to the 36 of the Grizzlies. So that would replay third down. Coach Emmering asking for an explanation.
Third down! Third down! Third down!
Here's the snap back to Fiore. Fiore fires down the field. It was hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. It lands just short of Corcoran. It's now 4:49 to go here in the third quarter, and that will bring up fourth down.
Third down. That was third.
I know. Now
So now Seamus Corcoran out. He's gonna attempt to punt it away. So Pope John putting pressure on their defense now to make a stand against Eastwood. Well, Fiore's still out there, and Corcoran's going to the wide opposition, so I think they're changing the play. I think they're going to go for it. Fiore in the gun, Andrew Jesselbury to the right. So 4th and long, and here's Fiore down the field. He's got him in. Quinn Clements makes the catch just shy of the goal line. Clements with the catch. And Pope John all the way down to the 1 yard line. 1st and goal to go. Referee spot the ball at the 2. 1st to goal, Pope John from the 2 yard line. D'Olivo in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Aiden, and he is met at the goal line. Did he get in? I think he's just shy. D'Olivo carries the ball down to the goal line, but not across. 2nd and goal to go. So a big 4th down play by the Lions, and Quinn Clements with the reception. Gets him down into the red zone. Hand off to D'Olivo. Barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions! Aiden D'Olivo from 1 yard out. And Pope John takes a 12-0 lead. 3:47 remaining, third quarter. Pope John 12 and Eastwood nothing. We have a player down for Eastwood, so injury timeout. We will take one as well. 3:47 remaining, third quarter. 12-0 Pope John. We'll be back right after this.
you do a pretty good job with that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
How are you?
Good. How you doing? Good.
Our guys are pretty awesome.
Welcome back to Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Mike Formisano here calling today's action. Point after attempt for Pope John. Corcoran gets set for the attempt. Fiore back at the 9 yard line. Takes the snap, placed down, kicks up, and it is good. Pope John with the conversion. So add 2 to the score. It's Pope John 14 and the Eastwood Grizzlies no score. 3:47 remaining here in the third quarter. D'Olivo's second touchdown of the game. This one from 1 yard out gives Pope John a 2-score advantage. So, a bold fourth quarter call from Coach Matt Emmering, and it pays off as Victor Fiore finds Quinn Clements down to the 2 yard line, and then 2 plays later, D'Olivo in from the 1. Pope John is up by 14. 14-0 over the Eastwood Grizzlies. The Lions looking for a berth in the regional championship game next Saturday. If the Lions make it, the game will be at Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania at 3 p.m. We will be with you if we can. I will make every attempt I can to make it to that game. 3 p.m. next Saturday afternoon, Pope John will take on the winner of Downingtown and Hillsborough. Downingtown and Hillsborough are playing tomorrow afternoon in Hillsborough, New Jersey. So the winner of this game will await the winner of Hillsborough and Downingtown tomorrow afternoon. And then the regional final next Saturday 3 p.m., Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania. Here's the kick from Corcoran. Number 19 for Eastwood makes the catch, runs back to his 30, and it's dropped at the 25. Big hit by Quinn Clements. So Clements does it all. Makes the reception down at the 2-yard line. Now a big tackle on special teams. Drops the kick returner to the 25. It'll be 1st and 10 for Eastwood. .338 remaining here, 3rd quarter. Pope John up 14-0. First and 10 from the 25. Quarterback number 22. Hands off to number 11. He turns the corner on the near sideline. Vincenzo Siliberti meets him there. He's still on his feet. He reverses course. And so they're going to call forward progress. So they stop him at about the 33-yard line. I'll tell you what. That actually is going to help Eastwood because the runner who was still on his feet was looking for yardage. And he kept going backwards. He went to his 27 and 26. I think when he finally blew the whistle, he was about the 23 or 24-yard line. So he would have got hit with a loss of yardage, a major loss of yardage had that play continued. But forward progress stops the ball at the 32-yard line for Eastwood. 2nd and short. 22 back to pass. Rolls out to his right. He's flushed out of the pocket and is sacked. Michael Morelli and Aiden D'Olivo in on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd and long for Eastwood. 2:47 and counting, 3rd quarter. The Grizzlies with a 3rd and 9. They have to get to the Pope John to the Eastwood 35-yard line. Ball spotted at the 26, 3rd and 9. Grizzlies in the huddle. Pope John already at the line. 2:27 and counting. 14-0. Pope John leading the Eastwood Grizzlies out of Syracuse, New York. 22 with the handoff. As met at the line, bounces off a defender. Now a second, still on his feet, cutting up the middle, and he will not be brought down. 3-4 defenders for Pope John finally bring him down at about the 41-yard line. So a big run for the Grizzlies. And that is number 24 for Eastwood. With a 1st down, they spot the ball at the Grizzly 42. Minute 48 remaining. Jason Cofrancesco into the game along with Colin Bauman. In for Dylan Cocaziello and Aiden Armiger. Minute 36 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 14-0. Pope John leading over the Grizzlies of Eastwood. Syracuse, New York. Here's the snap. Quarterback back to pass. 22. He fires down the field to number 5. Makes the catch. Still on his feet. And finally brought down by D'Olivo at the 25-yard line. So number 5 eludes tacklers. A big pass play for the Grizzlies. And that brings up 1st and 10 from the Pope John 25. So Eastwood in the huddle. Clock running, 35 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. Grizzlies up to the line. Quarterback in the shotgun, 2 men in the backfield. The pitch goes to 11, avoids 1 tackler, now a second. Up the near sideline, past Clements. He steps out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. So the Grizzlies on the move, and they're into the red zone. The biggest threat of the day for Eastwood. Time is going to expire here in the 3rd quarter. There's the horn. End of the third quarter. Pope John leads the Eastwood Grizzlies 14-0, but Eastwood is on the move. We will be back with fourth quarter action from Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey, right after this. Welcome back to Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey for Pope John Junior Lion football. Mike Formisano here calling today's action as the Pope John Junior Lions 13-0 squad is 1 quarter away from the regional championships being held next Saturday in Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania. Pope John leading 14-0, but this game far from over as Eastwood is threatening down into the red zone at the 13-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies as we get set to start the fourth quarter. Sun is now behind the clouds, starting to go down here. I don't think it'll get as dark as it did last week when the lights came on, but who knows? 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies at the Pope John 13. Quarterback under center. Man in motion is number 11. Number 22 rolls out to the far sideline. Morelli and Walton chasing him down. The throw downfield into the end zone. Incomplete. Out of the outstretched arms of number 1. He could not make the catch as it was towards the sideline. So 2nd and 10 for Eastwood. Ball at the Pope John 13. Grizzlies heading to the sideline if they call the timeout. I don't think they have. There's no play clock on the field, so. Clock is stopped with 9:51 remaining here in the fourth. Well, we're just waiting for this delay to end. I don't see a player down. I may very well have called the timeout. I may have missed it. So, anyway, Eastwood back up to the line. 2nd and 10 from the Pope John 13. This is the regional semifinal of the Pop Warner Eastern region of the United States. The region making up New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, and Washington, D.C. If the Lions win today and then next week, they would go to the Nationals in Florida. Number 11 up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown, Eastwood. Well, the Grizzlies finally on the board. A 13-yard touchdown run by number 11, and it makes the score 14-6. So now, if you're Eastwood and you don't have a kicking game, you can still make this work for yourself if you get your 2 extra points. It'd have to be on the ground, 1 point each. It would make it 14-7 here, then another touchdown and an extra point. So I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to go for the 1 point instead of trying to kick it. And if they miss it, they'll have to try and kick next time. Quarterback in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He runs towards the left. and into the end zone. The extra point is good. So that will make the score 14-7. Pope John leading the Eastwood Grizzlies. 9:44 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Grizzlies on the board for the first time today. And so Pope John will get the ball back on the kickoff. And the Lions still with work to do. We are live here from Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey, just across the Hudson River from New York City. Oh, the Grizzlies kicking off on the 40-yard line. You have to be aware they're going to try an onside kick to continue the offensive momentum going. They kick the ball down the field. What are they going to do?
You can't stack aside. It's got to be even. You can't stack aside. Can't do that.
Here's the kick from number 22. It's an onside kick, goes down to about the 42. It's loose. And I think no, that's not Aiden DeLiva. That is Carter Johnston fell on the ball. And Pope John's able to recover. So first down, Pope John recovering the onside kick that went down to about the 42-yard line. They'll spot the ball at the 39 of Pope John. 9:37 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Pope John leads 14-7. Eastwood finally scoring here in the early stages of the fourth quarter to get on the board and back into this game. Fiore's in the shotgun. The Alivo's in the backfield to his right. You got Johnston and Clements out to the near sideline. We've got a delay here. We got a timeout on the field. Well, the referees haven't blown a whistle yet. Now it is. 1st and 10 from the 39. Fiore in the gun. Here's the snap. Pass out to Carter Johnston. And he makes the catch to the 45, the 50, the 40, the 35. And he steps out of bounds at the Eastwood 36-yard line. So Carter Johnston taking the screen pass and was able to make it work as he goes down the field past the first down marker and all the way down. They're going to spot about the 35 of the Grizzlies. 1st and 10 for Pope John. 9:09 remaining, fourth quarter. Here's Fiore, handoff to DeLivo. DeLivo to the right and is met at about the 31 and brought down, slammed down to the turf by the defensive tackle for the Eastwood Grizzlies. Not a lot of people have done that to Aiden DeLivo this season, but he gains about 4 on the play, so it's 2nd and 6. Fiore in the gun. Walton in motion. Here's the handoff to Andrew Jessamaria. Jessamaria makes one tackle miss, and a second, and a third. He's still on his feet. And down to about the 20-yard line. First down, Pope John. Andrew Jessamaria takes the ball down to the 20-yard line, and just at the beginning of the red zone. 1st and 10, Pope John. 8:12 remaining, fourth quarter. The Lions on the move, looking to answer after Eastwood found the back of the end zone.
No mistakes.
Vincent Jessamaria now in the backfield. Fiore takes the snap, but a whistle on the play. Movement on the line. Waiting for the call from the referee. I think it's a false start call. No, they said they weren't set, so they're going to just start it back up. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Fiore in the shotgun. Vincent Jessamaria behind him. Fiore takes the snap, hands it to Vincent. Vincent up the middle, met by a host of Grizzlies. Still on his feet with a second effort. gets down to about the 18-yard line. So good effort by Vincent Jesamaria. He gains 2 on the rush. 2nd and 8 for the Lions. 7.5 minutes to go, 4th quarter. Pope John and Eastwood playing for a berth in the regional championship game next Saturday afternoon in Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania. Fiore in the gun, takes the snap, pass out to Johnston. Johnston recepts at the 15, down to the 5, looking for the pylon, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Oh, the referee spotted it at the 5, so thought he was beyond it, but... First and goal to go for Pope John at the 5-yard line. Fiore in the gun, Aiden DiOlivo behind him. Here's the snap, hand off to DiOlivo to the right and into the end zone. 3rd time's a charm. Touchdown, Lions! Aiden DiOlivo with his 3rd touchdown of the game. A 5-yard rush, and Pope John with a commanding 20-7 lead. So now all that talk we discussed about Eastwood trying to figure out the extra point situation. Seamus Corcoran's 2-point conversion here could end that talk and give the Lions a 15-point lead.
Guys, hold that line.
Fiore now moving under center. He goes back to the place at the 9-yard line. Here's a snap. It's down. The kick is up. It's good. Seamus Corcoran knocks it through. 2-point conversion for the Lions. And Pope John now with a 22-7 lead. 7:04 remaining, 4th quarter. Pope John 22, Eastwood 7. We'll be back to Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey, right after this. Welcome back to Williams Field here in Elizabeth, New Jersey for Pope John Junior Lion football. Mike Formisano along with you calling today's action. Pope John leading Eastwood 22-7 as Corcoran's about to kick off. 15-point lead for Pope John. So now, if Eastwood really wants to make this a 2-score game again, they're going to have to kick an extra point. And I don't know if they can do that. Here's the kick by Corcoran down the field. Number 11 and number 1 fighting for it. Number 1 takes it. Reverses course back to his right. Still on his feet. Is brought down by Thomas Walton at the 35-yard line. So, Eastwood will start 1st and 10 from their own 35. Walton with the tackle. And that brings the clock down to 6:57 remaining in the 4th quarter. We're live at Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Pope John looking to get to Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania for next week's regional championship. It'll either be against Hillsborough or Downingtown. That game will be played tomorrow afternoon in Hillsborough, New Jersey. Still plenty of work for Pope John to do to secure that berth, however. Up 22-7, but Grizzlies scored on their last possession, and they now have the ball at the 35. Here's the snap. Quarterback number 22 rolls out, fires downfield. He's got a man. Makes the catch as he inbounds. No, incomplete. They're saying that the Eastwood receiver was out of bounds, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Good coverage by Pope John on the play. Quinn Klebitz in the safety position makes sure that reception was made out of bounds. So 6:49 to go, 4th quarter, 2nd and 10. Eastwood's going to look for plays like this. Pope John has to be on guard here. Lions up by 15. Pope John 10-0 on the season, an 8-0 regular season, a 32-0 victory against Linden in the league championship for North Jersey. a 16-6 victory against Irvington in the regional quarterfinals here last week in Elizabeth. And now the regional semifinals, and Pope John is up 22-7. 22 back to pass. Morelli after him, and so is Jacob Post. 22 rolls out. We got a flag on the play. 22 steps out of bounds. No, he's still inbounds. He's on his feet. Goes to the other sideline. He's still moving. He's down to the 50. We got another flag on the play. He's in the Pope John territory. Finally brought down at about the Pope John 44. And let's see what the calls are. I think it's going to be a holding against Eastwood, but I want to make sure what the referees say here. So, quarterback rolled out of trouble. He was met in the backfield, escaped one tackle, escaped another, kept going, and we got now another flag goes down after barking from the Eastwood sideline, so they're not going to like it. Let's see what the calls are. The ball right now is spotted at the Pope John 44, but I believe it's coming back. .6:25 remaining, fourth quarter. 3 flags down on the turf right now. Referees are still discussing. And so now here's the call. Personal foul against Eastwood. Second personal foul against Eastwood. And a third face mask against Pope John. So, 2 personal fouls against Eastwood, a face mask against Pope John, and so that's going to result in the ball coming back. I don't know how far back, but let's see. Also another unsportsmanlike penalty against Eastwood. So 3 penalties against the Grizzlies, 1 against Pope John in a slew of infractions. So the ball definitely moving back from the Pope John 44. Back into Eastwood territory. They're going to spot it at the Grizzly 35. Well, penalties have killed Eastwood all game. One really hurt Pope John on a touchdown that was called back, but they wound up scoring anyway on that drive, so it didn't really hurt them in the end. But for Eastwood, undisciplined football throughout the afternoon has just killed their chances. This is a team that defeated Monroe County Wolfpack from Rochester last week, 31-0 at East High School in Syracuse. And they are taking it on the chin right now, trailing 22-7 against Pope John. It's not like they're being outclassed. Eastwood looks to be a very good team. Running game, they're able to score a touchdown. They have just gotten burned time and time again with infractions and penalties. 6:25 remaining. Pope John in a timeout. Coach Emmering speaking with his team, waiting for action to start back up again. The Eastwood referees and the fans not happy about what has transpired here. If Pope John hangs on to this lead, they will play in the regional championships next Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. at Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania. Please join us for that. It will be against the winner of Hillsborough and Downingtown, who will play tomorrow. That game in Hillsborough, New Jersey. Wow, the ball being moved further back, so these penalties killing Eastwood. They have gone from the Pope John 44-yard line to their own 10. Second, and forget about Country Mile. This is second and forever. I'm going to be realistic. I think Eastwood has to get to the Pope John, to their own 45. So 2nd and 35 for the Grizzlies. 6:25 to go, fourth quarter. Pope John leading by 15. Coach Emmering discussing things with the referee, the sideline. And the head referee blows the whistle. Here's 22 with the handoff to 11. 11 cuts to the far sideline past Clevinson and another defender still on his feet. He's at the 30, down to the 35. We got a flag on the play. Let's see what that's about. The referee staring at Thomas Walton. I don't know if it was against Walton or against Eastwood. Let's find out, shall we? The penalty against Eastwood here would be crushing again. Would negate that big 25-yard run. Because right now, you're talking about, without the penalty, the Grizzlies would have had a good shot at trying to get a first down. It would have been 2nd and maybe about 10. Instead, the penalty negates all of that. Brings the ball down to the 11. So, 2nd down, 34 to go. 6:09 remaining. Fourth quarter. Lions up 22-7 if you're just joining us. 3 touchdown runs by Aiden D'Olivo. But he hasn't been the only story. Great play by the quarterback Victor Fiore. Quinn Clevinson with a big reception down the field. Seamus Corcoran with an extra point or a couple of extra points. The defense has been rock solid. Total team effort for Pope John. Now the clock down to 5:37 and counting. Quarterback under center, 2 men in the backfield. Make it 3 now. Drops the snap, and he picks it back up. The throw to 11, and he can't bring it in. Incomplete. Bobbled the ball at the 10-yard line and hit the turf. That's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 34 for Eastwood. Ball spotted at the 11. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Hillsborough versus Downingtown for the regional championship in the Popwater Eastern region of the United States. The winner of that game will go to Nationals. Those are in Florida. 22 takes the snap, rolls to his right. Pass across to number 5 and down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds by Connor Johnston. Just shoves him down. And 5 didn't like it. He's back on his feet. So that'll bring up 3rd down on the reception by Eastwood. 5:12 as he went out of bounds. Clock stops. That's actually going to bring up 4th down now. Oh, placard on the sideline. That was actually 3rd. It hadn't moved. It was at 2nd. And now it goes from 2nd to 4th. So it's my responsibility to keep track. So I'll take the mea culpa on that. Ball at the 30-yard line. Eastwood has to get to their own 45 for a first. So 4th and 15. 5:12 remaining. Eastwood in a desperate spot now. Here's the snap. 22 rolls out. Morelli chasing him down. Morelli all over him. The pass downfield out of bounds. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Pope John ball. 5:04 remaining. The Lions with a 15-point lead, and now the ball in Eastwood territory. Now you get Pope John through these next 5 minutes and 4 seconds. You don't have to drive them to Marsh Creek next week. They'll float there. Not literally.
There. Rock away. Dave wants to come.
Well, the ball's going to come all the way back down into the red zone. Spotted at the 15-yard line. Another penalty for Eastwood. It has killed any chance of the Grizzlies regarding trying to win this game. 1st and 10 from the 15. We've got movement on the line. False start against Pope John, so it'll move the ball back 5. Right now, all Pope John wants to do is just wind that clock down. And it's stuck on 5:04 right now, so. It's been a long game. Slow moving. We're already at 3:24 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, so over 2 hours. Game didn't start till about 1:15, 1:20, however. The earlier game, Schenectady and, I think it was Belmont Schenectady and the Jackie Robinson Bears were playing. Different class. Here's D'Olivo with the run to the far sideline. Men at the 10, still on his feet. And finally brought down at about the 8-yard line. So, after the penalty yardage pushed Pope John back, they got that back and then some. And it'll be 2nd and 3 from the 8-yard line. Pope John looking for one more touchdown to seal the deal here. Pope John up to the line. Fiore under center. D'Olivo in the backfield as the tailback. Waiting for the referee to start play. Here we go. Corcoran takes the snap, gives it to D'Olivo, but number 22 beats him right at the line of scrimmage. So D'Olivo only with about a yard there, and that'll bring up 3rd and 2 to go. From the Eastwood 7-yard line. Let's make it 6. They're going to make it 3rd and 1. Give D'Olivo the extra yard on the carry. 3:36 and counting. Corcoran under center. Fiore's okay. He's not hurt. They have Seamus out now in the quarterback spot. D'Olivo in the backfield. Corcoran takes the snap. Hand off to D'Olivo. No, he fakes it. Corcoran to the far sideline. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions! I just wanted to make sure that the referee had his arms up as Corcoran fumbled it, but he was already in the end zone. The ball went out of bounds, but he had crossed the plane. Touchdown, Lions, and Pope John goes up 28-7. Now the ball spotted at the 3-yard line for the point after attempt. Fiore back on the field. He'll hold for Corcoran for the 2-point conversion attempt. Seamus Corcoran in from
Let's go Lions!
6 yards out.
All those guys! Let's go Lions!
6-yard TD run for Corcoran, and now the extra point attempt for 2. Here's the snap, placed down. The kick is up. It's blocked again. Wow, low kick by Corcoran, and Eastwood was able to block that. So, failed point after attempt. So, Corcoran 2 for 4 on the day. 2 blocks. But Pope John will take it. 28-7, the Lions lead over the Eastwood Grizzlies. 3:13 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Pope John up by 3 scores.
Gotta brush up on that a little bit, right?
So Corcoran will set up at the 40-yard line. Well, Eastwood Grizzlies with one more chance to try and get back into this game. Corcoran will kick off from the 40. 3:13 remaining, fourth quarter. Pope John comfortably in control, 28-7. Here's the kick by Corcoran. High, down to about the 35-yard line. It's received by number 24 for Eastwood. He'll cut back towards the middle and is met there at the 41-yard line. Jacob Post with the tackle. Post brings down number 24, and the Grizzlies will start 1st and 10 from their own 41. Clock says 3:04 to go. First and 10 from the 41. Grizzlies in the huddle.
Let's go defense!
And in motions, number 11 takes the ball towards the near sideline. It's tied up there, and forward progress stops him in the backfield. Number 11, Vincent Jesamaria with the tackle, and they'll mark him back down to the 38. 2nd and 13. 2:43 remaining. Fourth quarter. Pope John leading 28-7. We are bringing this game to you live from Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Mike Formisano with the call. Thanking you so much for being here with us. Here's the snap, the 22 in the gun. Jesamaria after him along with Morelli. Morelli slams into the turf. Quarterback sack for Michael Morelli. And it'll be 3rd and long for Eastwood. That'll push the Grizzlies all the way back to the 27-yard line, and a timeout for Eastwood. And we'll take one as well. 1 minute, 58 seconds to go. Pope John in control. They lead 28-7. We'll be back to Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey right after this.
What's the game next week? You said it was somewhere.
Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania.
Marshall Creek?
Marsh.
Marsh Creek.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Welcome back to Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey for Pope John Junior Lion football, 13 and under. Mike Formisano here calling today's action. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon here in the fall. And what has made it even sweeter is Pope John leading Eastwood 28-7. Here's the snap to the quarterback, number 11. Met in the backfield, there's Post. He's going to be hit with a flag, face mask penalty against Post. Yep. Personal foul. Face mask against Post. That'll move Eastwood up 15 yards. Well, minute 46 remaining. 15-yard penalty. They'll spot the ball at the 42. First down for the Grizzlies. Here's a snap. Number 22 takes it to the right. Back to the middle. Avoids Post. Avoids another tackler. Chucks it downfield, and he finds a receiver. There is number 24. Back to the middle, still on his feet at the 45. Finally tied up by Thomas Walton. Carter Johnston assisting him. And that'll be good enough for another Eastwood first down. So, broken play. But 22 able to find number 24, and they pull off the first down there. Minute 6 remaining, fourth quarter. Here's the snap, Eastwood. Number 22 to the near sideline. He'll keep it. Runs up the middle, back towards the middle of the field to the 35. Still on his feet at the 30, and is tackled at about the 28-yard line of Pope John. 48 seconds remaining. And we've got another flag on the play. Personal foul, face mask against Pope John. So the Lions grabbing that face cage a little too much. With 48 seconds remaining, they'll move the ball further down the field. That's something that the Lions are going to want to work on this week to make sure they don't do this next Saturday. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line of Pope John. Eastwood looking for one more score here in this fourth quarter. If they were 2 scores behind, I'd say get one quick and then they attempt to game tire or to go ahead, but they're down 21 points. Timeout by the Grizzlies. We're going to take one as well. 48 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Pope John 28, Eastwood 7. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey, just across the Hudson from Big Apple, New York City. Mike Formisano along with you. Calling today's action is the Pope John Junior Lions 13 and under squad lead the Eastwood Grizzlies 28-7. 48 seconds to go. It's 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the Pope John 14-yard line. The Grizzlies with the quarterback in the shotgun, one man in the backfield. He'll take the snap. He fumbles it. Picks it up and is brought down at Thomas Walton. Walton brings him down in the backfield at about the 21-yard line. 31 seconds remaining. Second down. Here's the snap. Quarterback takes it. Drops back to pass. He fires it. And incomplete. And Walton with a shove on the receiver after the play. Clock stopped at 19 seconds to go. Third down, long to go for Eastwood. They have to get down to the Pope John 4 for a first. Well, timeout by Eastwood. They want to talk it over. We'll take a timeout as well. 19 seconds remaining. Pope John in command. 28-7 over the Eastwood Grizzlies. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey, as it is starting to get dark. The sun is starting to set. It's behind the clouds, probably another hour from sun. Ball is at the 21-yard line. Third and long to go. Quarterback in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He drops back to the near side. Being chased down. He'll dish it off and is met right at the 25 by Andrew Jessamaria. That's number 24 with the play, and he is upset by the tackle by Jessamaria. And there's the horn. The pride has spoken. The Pope John Lions are heading to the regional championship game as they defeat the Eastwood Grizzlies 28-7. 3 touchdown rushes by Aiden DeOlivo, 1 by Seamus Corcoran. Rock solid defense by the Pope John Lions. And Pope John will advance to take on the winner of Hillsborough versus Downingtown, being played tomorrow. The regional championship game will be played next Saturday afternoon in Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania. That'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure to join us for that. The Lions and the Grizzlies, handshakes at midfield. Pope John goes to 11-0 on the season, and they will prepare now for the next 7 days for the regional final next Saturday afternoon in Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania. Pope John will take on the winner of Hillsborough versus Downingtown for the regional championship of the Pop Warner playoffs, Eastern region of the United States. The winner of that game will advance to nationals. Please join us next Saturday. For everyone here at Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey, it's Mike Formasano saying thanks for joining us. Please make sure to join us tomorrow night for Pope John Middle School hockey at Skylands Ice World. It'll be Pope John taking on Jefferson, 5:50 start for that. And the next Saturday, it'll be the Pope John 13 and under football team taking on Hillsborough or Downingtown in the regional championships. This is Mike Formasano saying thanks for joining us. Final score once again from Williams Field in Elizabeth, New Jersey. The Pope John Lions defeat the Eastwood Grizzlies 28-7. Have a good night, everyone. We will see you on Sunday for hockey and next Saturday for more Pope John football. Have a good night.